everyone, so today I'm here with my mum.
Hi.
Excuse her, she's a little bit nervous. So basically the other day, well yesterday actually, I asked you guys to ask my mum some questions about me and her. Mum's been in a few of my vlogs now and loads of you want to know more about her, so here we go. Okay, here's one of the most frequently asked ones. What was Shannon like as a child?
You were very cute.
Cute.
Yeah, you were really quite a sweet child. Pretty shy.
Pretty shy.
Very
Extremely shy.
I just remember Shannon being really quite generous as a child. She'd have one of those little bags of lollies if she'd been good, and she'd go and hand them out to her family and anyone else that might be visiting, and she'd end up with only 2 or 3 lollies out of maybe 20. But you were always happy doing that. You're
That's
really
pretty
cute.
What are your hobbies?
I love scrapbooking.
She's very good at it.
Oh, thanks, darling. Quite like woodwork, gardening. Quite like gardening. That's probably most of my hobbies.
What about mum loves doing up houses?
Yes.
Very DIY.
Yes, when I get a chance.
If your mum could give advice to her 16-year-old self, what advice would she give herself?
Probably study hard, be happy. Do what makes you happy, making sure that you have some good friendships. I guess the typical sort of teenage thing, often you have friendships that aren't the greatest, so I would probably have said to myself to flag the friends that aren't,
anyone that doesn't treat you right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Find your good friends. And
And just work hard and be honest and especially be happy.
what was Shannon's favourite food as a child?
Spaghetti and sausages. Little cans of Watties spaghetti and sausages. You love those.
I still love
so
that.
bad. Nana Martin's banana custard.
Yep.
And deviled sausages.
I still love deviled
Crazy over
sausages.
deviled sausages and mashed potato.
How did you feel when I started my YouTube channel? How did you even find out about it? Because I didn't tell you.
No, you didn't really.
No.
I can't remember how.
Because I know Dad knew before I told him about it. He's like, I know. I was like, how do you know?
Yeah. I think I was quite happy because it was something that you enjoyed doing.
Yeah, hobby.
Yeah.
Were you worried about me putting myself on the internet?
No, because, I knew it was purely makeup, really, especially to start with.
Yeah.
There was nothing, nothing awkward, nothing seedy.
It wasn't on brazos or anything.
No.
And then how did you feel or react when Shannon first started, well, we already answered that part, and when I started to get popular to the point where I could quit my other job? How did you feel when I quit my job?
I think I was a little bit nervous. A little bit nervous for you.
Yes.
I
know.
A little bit worried about sort of where it was going to head. You're quite a good negotiator and you explain things well. And so I think that you basically had all your bases covered. And when I'd ask you questions, you had all the answers, as she does. And so I think it was okay.
What was the naughtiest thing Shannon did that you know about as a child?
Ooh, she was terrible.
No. I remember, do you know what? I just remembered one thing I did that you told me off so hard when I was little.
What was that?
I was at my grandma's house in Kirkby. And I wrapped my arm up in, what is it?
A bandage.
And I pretended that I broke my arm. And you got so upset. You were like, what happened? Because I felt left out because everyone else had broken bones and they had casts on at school. And I'd never broken a bone. I was like, look, Mum, I broke my arm.
I've never broken a bone either. You were pretty good. I do remember that you drew on Anna Kirkby's walls, which
she probably didn't even mind.
No, I don't think she was worried about it. And I think from memory we washed it off, maybe.
Was it a good drawing?
No, it was just you'd run up and down the hallway with a crayon.
Did you ever want to have more kids, or was I so fantastic and cute that you were like, nah, I'm done? I already know the answer to this.
Definitely cute. I would have loved more kids, but it just didn't turn out that way.
How are we alike?
How are we not alike? People say we look a lot alike, which I tend to agree, and especially when I look at some of Shannon's photos sometimes and then look back to what I looked like when I was her age. We both can get a bit stroppy.
Yep.
Angry. And we're both quite strong-willed. That can be interesting some days.
Yeah.
With us.
Yeah.
And I think we probably think along the same lines a lot of the time.
Mum taught me a lot about how I'm very positive and everything. That's something I learned off my mum as well. Has anyone ever recognised you on the street and been like, that's Shannon Xo's mum? Yes.
There was one time, a friend of mine, Kate and I, we went up to Auckland to the Beyonce concert, and that was really good. Anyway, after that, Kate and I went out and we were talking to some girls that had been to the concert as well at one of the bars down by the waterfront in Auckland, and one of them sort of was looking at me and she goes, "You look familiar." And I was thinking, wow. Surely not, because I'm not from Auckland and I didn't think she was, and I don't know how old she would have been, maybe early 20s. And anyway, she sort of looked at me and she sort of said, "You look like Shannon's mum." And Kate was like, "Yeah," like it was nothing. And it was just really funny. I just laughed and I said, "Oh, I am." And she was like, "Oh my god." And so we had to have a photo together. It was so funny.
Do you have any funny stories about me as a child?
One time we were driving down the road in Palmy and Shannon was in the back of the car, and it was obviously quite a warm day because she turned around and she said to me, and it was the first time I heard this, "Shit, it's hot, mummy." And
How old was I?
I think you were like 4.5, maybe 5.
What a rebel.
Oh yeah, and I was just like, what? But I mean, at least it wasn't anything worse. You could have said something worse.
I remember when I was little, I'd always pretend to be asleep when we got home from a car ride anywhere.
Did you?
Yeah. And so you would have to carry me inside, or Dad would have to carry me inside, or like Nana or Granddad would have to carry
A
me.
little toe.
Because I didn't want to walk inside. As a mother, I can only imagine how hard it must be for you to witness online bullying, not only for Shannon, but a lot of other YouTubers as well. How do you deal with this as a mum, and what advice do you give to me, Shannon, to cope with the not so nice people out there? I think it's a little bit of the opposite sometimes. Sometimes I have to be the one to tell mum not to worry so much.
Yes.
Yes.
I get a little bit annoyed. I've got to the stage where I can't look at a lot of Shannon's comments because it gets really upsetting, and I actually get angry. I think there's absolutely no reason for people to pick on other people and to bully people. And as I've written often and said to people often, that you don't have to actually reply to things. You don't have to get on your keyboard and comment. You know, you can go past. You don't walk up to someone on the street and go, "Oh my goodness, that top's ugly on you." So why would you do it behind a screen? You know, it's not fair on that person. It hurts that person's feelings. It upsets me, so you know, you can imagine it upsets the rest of Shannon's family and her close friends, and obviously a lot of the people that love Shannon following Shannon. They get really upset too. I see it in the responses and the comments. There's just no need for it. We should all be building each other up with positivity and love instead of sort of upsetting each other and tearing each other down. It's just, I don't understand it.
If I was a boy, what would you have named me?
I was a boy. Sorry. Shannon's dad and I couldn't agree on a name. I originally wanted to call Shannon Brock for a boy, and I thought that Shannon's dad would like that name because he loved the famous car driver Peter Brock. So I thought Brock would be quite a cool boy's name, but he didn't like that. And it was really hard in the end. We didn't know what we were having, a boy or a girl, and in the end of it we picked Michael. No offense to Michaels, Mike. It's a nice name, it is a nice name, but it's like there's so many Mikes and Michaels around. Oh, can I tell them what I was going to call you if you were a girl, if Dad had a look at me?
Yeah.
At one stage I wanted to call Shannon Hannah.
Oh no, not this story.
And her last name's Harris.
This is awful.
And for some mad reason at one stage I really liked Heaven. So I was going to call Shannon Hannah Heaven.
Hannah Heaven Harris.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that sounds like a porn name.
Let's just say, yeah, we didn't go down that track. And the other name was Devon. I really like Devon. And
I like that name too.
Yeah, I think you'd look gorgeous, Devon.
Devon. She's going to start calling you Devon soon. Do you think that Shannon gets more of her looks and traits from you or my dad? I think I'm pretty even.
Yes. So apparently she looks like me, although sometimes I see a lot of Shannon's dad's family in her.
Yeah, my dad's sister.
Yeah, Auntie Tracy.
Yeah, I look a lot like, well, especially when I was younger. Because when I was younger, I've got contacts in now. But you know, my eyes are like hazel. But when I was little, they were like dark brown, weren't they?
Yeah.
They kind of went lighter as I got older.
I think her build is maybe more like your dad's side of the family, sort of a smaller frame and not as tall.
I thought I was going to be tall because when I was probably like 12, 13, I was like growing real tall. And then all of a sudden I was just like, nah, stop.
You stopped, yeah.
And my feet too, my feet were like blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have like size 10 feet. But they only got to a 7. I think I've got Dad's eyes, I think I've got your overall looks, and I think I have Dad's like sense of humour a lot of the time, because he's really lame. And I think I'm very lame too. Do you have a favourite memory? Like, is there one memory that stands out with me? I've got one.
Oh, what?
When we lived in Korea together, because we lived in Korea for a year, well I lived there just under a year, we adopted a dog, because over in Korea at the time they only liked very small like handbag dogs, like it was like the fashion. And so this dog, well they reckon they were going to put it down because no one wanted to buy him or something. What was it, a Cocker Spaniel? And so we adopted him and we named him Happy because he was happy that he wasn't going to die. And then I remember we walked for so long, like we must have done like 12 kilometers or something. We just walked him because he was so
All
happy.
day.
We walked him all day, and then I remember we got chocolate ice cream, and for some reason that memory sticks in my head, but it was a happy day.
It was.
How do you feel about my plastic surgery?
To be honest, I was a little concerned. Shannon had talked about it for quite a while though, possibly over a year. I'd known that
It was something I was gonna do.
Yeah. To me it wasn't like she was sort of a young teenager that just wanted to look like, you know, celebrities on TV or anything like that. It was for her confidence. It was just, she felt so strongly about it. So at the end of the day it was her body, and I felt at that age especially I didn't have a right to tell her she couldn't do it. So I just had to be supportive of her doing that. And I think that when you went to Thailand and I had to work, I couldn't go with you. It was good because you had Ainsley and Jay there with you.
He's my cousin.
And I think if they went there then I would have gone with Shannon. It was quite hard for me while she was over there having the operation and I was at home. It was quite upsetting because I couldn't be there for her.
And I remember it was like overnight and I didn't have internet for one day. Everyone thought I was dead.
I was panicking.
Everyone. It was like overnight, and I wake up in the morning and there's like 20 texts on my phone from like Hamish, you, like all of my family members are like, Shannon, are you okay? I was like, I'm fine.
Maybe a little overreacting, but
You're my mum for a reason.
That's it.
Alright, let's finish on another makeup related one. I know the answer to this.
Uh-oh.
I've heard stories. Did your mum ever catch you getting into her makeup when you were little?
Maybe. Shannon's Nana Olive brought me this lovely big case, and it was Elizabeth Arden, wasn't it?
Yeah, Elizabeth, it was like a big palette.
Shannon loved that set.
I did.
She got into it one day, and it was probably one of the last times I ever used it. I think he would have been 3.5, and I think she just wanted to be like Mummy, from memory.
Probably. I remember one time, I think it was at like Nana Martin's or something, you had it in the bathroom cabinet, and I like climbed onto the bath, and then I climbed onto the countertop, and then I like got in there and pulled it out, and I thought I was so clever. So we've been filming for half an hour now, so hopefully we answered some of the questions you've been wondering, and if there are a lot more questions, because I mean there are a lot more, if you want to see Mum in another video in a few more months, maybe we could do that, or if you've got any other requests.
Oh, I have one.
What?
Can I answer one more question? This question, I was asked quite a few times, I noticed. I had a quick look last at all of the questions, and it was about Hamish, and
Oh yes.
if I like Hamish,
Do you like Hamish?
and about them getting married and all that stuff. So,
Here we go.
I like Hamish. He's lovely. I like him because he loves my baby. And he's very polite and he's very respectful, which is nice. Unfortunately, there are young people these days that aren't, but he's always been really respectful to me and my parents and my family. He's lovely. He's got a good sense of humour, and he looks after Shannon and loves the dogs. So I love the dogs.
we have this thing, it's like, if Shannon dies, like nice enough for my mum and boyfriend to talk about, if Shannon dies, I get Louie and Zeus. And then mum's like, I get Louie.
Zeus.
And then Hamish is like, no, I get Louie and Zeus. I'm like, okay, let's just talk about him when I die.
But that's not going to happen, of course.
No.
Never, ever. No, I love Hamish. He's awesome. Hopefully one day they'll get married, but that's up to them. I'm not going to pressure them. I know I've teased you occasionally.
She's hanging out for it.
No, I'm hanging out for grandchildren.
Here she goes, she's on a tangent now. I'm going to end the video here before she says anything else. So yeah, if you've got any requests for me and Mum, leave them down below. How do you feel about filming now? Do you feel more comfortable?
A little bit. I think it's awkward that I kind of have to look into the camera, and so because I probably get a little bit shy sometimes, you'll find that I'm wrecking everything. Yeah, you'll find that I'm not always looking.
That's alright, you'll get used to it.
Yes.
So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please thumbs up. Leave us a comment down below, and we'll talk to you soon. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Bye! High-waisted, and then they've also got like little slits in the knees, which I think is cute. I know some people aren't into the whole ripped jean trend. I'm on and off with it. Like sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. Just go through phases, but at the moment I'm loving it, clearly. I already have this jacket in a mustard yellow color, and I really wanted to pick up this color because I love army green. I just feel like it really suits my skin tone and my hair color. Kind of matches my eye color, I feel.